What up? Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is my very first video. So, I just hope you guys love this content. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. All right, so let me just introduce myself. So, my name is Bianca. Bianca Underwood, actually. Yes, that is my real name and my real initials, BU. All right, and so yes, the name of this channel is Just Be You Hair Co. Okay, because I mean it's just a great play on words. But you know, honestly too, it's just like the poet in me, it's the rapper in me. You know, I sing, I rap, not as much as I ought to, but I do it. You know, just I'm just a creative kind of person. I'm real loud, goofy. I like to have fun. I'm like the social kind of person. Like if you know me personally or if you my friend, you know, I'm like, all right, come on, let's do such and such, you know. But I kind of fell off, you know, a little bit. COVID did kind of just put a damper in a lot. But anyway, you know, I just love, you know, I just really think it's divine, you know, just the name I have, because it's like I really do believe that in everything you do, just be you. That's like really my slogan too, you know. So, you know, this is just me. Like, you know, I have different facets to myself. You know, sometimes people meet different sides of me or meet me in different seasons of my life, and then they'll see me like do something like, I don't know, wear heels or wear tennis shoes, and then they be like, "Ah, what you like?" I can be versatile, you feel me? You know, right now I'm just in a season where I just got my natural curls popping, you know, like this my hair and I'm a rocket. You feel me? You see, yes, these curls is juicy, honey. These is popping, you feel me? So, anyway, let me just relax. So I'm actually in my hair braiding studio right now, actually. So, um, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here, introduce myself, you know, give some inspiration for anybody who's thinking about getting into the hair or beauty industry, or maybe you just started like a month ago or a couple of months ago. I've been around for a little bit, so I definitely learned some things, you know, definitely, you know, I don't believe in failure, or, you know, I just believe you learn. Like, that's it. Like, when it comes to this business world, I don't care what kind of business you're doing, like, you don't make mistakes, you don't fail, you just learn and grow. You know what I mean? So, because the thing about business is you can't know it all. There is not possible. Like, you would never get started if you knew everything. Like, you can't. You learn as you go. So, so let me just tell you how this came about. So literally, like, back in like towards the end of 2019, like right before COVID happened, one of my friends, shout out to my girl Charmaine, hey girl. So she just casually had mentioned that she had a hair braiding license. So I'm like, that's a thing? Like, I had no clue. All right. So I was just like, well, how I get one? You know, I was like on it, like immediately. Like, I'm like, immediately, yes. Like, where I sign up. So I signed up. She connected me with the girl who had the classes. So, you know, in the state of Ohio, you have to own a salon in order to be able to like teach any kind of classes or distribute, you know, like a boutique license. So I also did pay her to teach me how to do feeders or feed-in braids as well. So listen, when I was a little girl, I definitely had like a knack for hair. Like, I used to teach myself how to braid on all my little dolls. And you know, that was the 90s. So I'm 33 right now. So there was no YouTube back then. Like, I took my little fingers and I just figured it out, you know? And I would do like little sculpture ponytails on my other dolls. Like, I would put little bobby pins in it and it would just have these like little elaborate hairstyles. It was so funny. And even when I like got to my early 20s, I you know, would experiment on my friends and like do like different styles and whatnot. But I will say that by the time I became an adult, it really didn't occur to me to like go to cosmetology school. I just really didn't think about it. And that's because that had a lot to do with how I was raised. I wouldn't even say how I was raised. That's not even correct. I would just say how I grew up. So my mom actually has a mental illness. And if you a child with a parent with mental illness, or anybody, if any of you guys have a family member and you had to like be around them a lot, that is a highly stressful situation, especially when nobody can do nothing about it. And I'm a child, so I'm just kind of like not really knowing how to deal with it. Not to, plus, I had an absent father. So, it was just like by the time I became an adult and I was able to live on my own, I was in constant survival mode. Like, I'm like bouncing around from all these different jobs. I'm living in different places, just trying to like figure myself out. You know what I mean? But really going nowhere. So I kind of was a little delayed in a sense, but this is so divine because God really like is bringing stuff like back full circle in my life. So, now it's like, I just want to encourage somebody, like, even if you feel like you behind in life or you're supposed to be doing something, that can bring a sense of like a purposelessness like to you, or you may feel like depressed, but you can get back on track. And God is a restorer. He has just like a supernatural way of like bringing people back up to speed. Like, it's crazy how that really is a thing. So yeah, like, so even though, like I said, I always had a knack for like hair and doing hair, I was always just naturally good at doing hair. I used to fly iron my hair all the time and wear my little wraps and my hair be bouncing, yeah, it was just like, but braiding is different, okay, from putting a relaxer. I'm not experienced with color. I'm actually a little scared of color. Like, I think I would love coloring people's hair, but I'm scared to put it in my hair. Like, I'm like, I don't know. But anyways, like, we go see. So, anyway, braiding is different. The cosmetology world is so advanced now. Like, it's way different than it used to be. Now when people getting what we used to call cornrows, first of all, they didn't change the name. First of all, because you feed the hair in. So it's just like so amazing how people have figured out this concept of being able to add weave to your hair without the knot being there. I'm just like mind blown. Like, I love the innovation. I freaking love it. But, I kind of been out of the cosmetology world because, again, I was in Bianca's world trying to figure out Bianca's life. So, with that said, I was kind of just like, oh, I'm like a baby in the hair world. And I actually still am. Again, even though I had a knack for hair when I was young, because if you have a natural talent, you're going to use it to some capacity, and I did. But more so like just with my friends and my own self. But yeah, so doing hair on a professional level, totally different. So I definitely have had a lot of mindset shifts, happening within. I'm always having a mindset shift, but it's just like levels, like where you just like, why didn't I know this before? And I think sometimes the reason why sometimes we don't really understand why didn't I know whatever information before is because I think sometimes we're not open to certain information. And I think once you get to a point where you realize, okay, X, Y, and Z is not working for me, let me be open to learning something else, So, yeah, I've just been having so many mindset shifts just in my own hair braiding excuse me, guys, my own hair braiding business. Like, it's crazy. So, but yeah, I am still a baby in the hair world, and but it's cool. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, I want to encourage people like who are thinking about getting into cosmetology, or maybe you just started too, and you kind of just like looking for some information. You can put yourself out there, and even though you don't know everything, you may not be the coldest hair braider. Because listen, you can get into the comparison game so fast, like it's not even funny. Like, for example, Dope Pana, like she is dope. You know what I mean? But she's been, she went to cosmetology school, and she posts very, very consistently on her YouTube channel. I don't really follow her on Instagram for whatever reason. It's like different people that's in the hair business I follow on different platforms. But, she's very consistent, uploading content, and, she probably braids, I'm sure, every single day. Now, listen, I'm about to be real transparent. Braid hurt my hands. So, somebody can give me some tips on if I'm doing something wrong. Because I was watching this one girl, and she was saying, like, you are supposed to, like, do your fingers a certain way when you braid. I was like, what? I'm like, I could swear I braided like that. I don't know. But braiding is a whole nother beast, okay? Versus, using chemicals, doing silk presses, doing sew-ins, that kind of thing. And it's just a lot. It's a lot. So, but yeah, I definitely aspire to get to the level, where she is, or even some other people on YouTube that, upload their tutorials, and, you just like, you look at their braids, you like, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Like, I just love how evolved braiding has become. So, anyways, so yeah, that's basically like how I got started, like getting back into the hair world. Like I said, one of my friends casually mentioned it, but I just really believe that was divine. Like, I don't believe in like coincidences, So anyway, so listen, I'm working at Amazon, and so I'm over it. I've been wanting to like start my own business. I've done other business ventures before, as well. So I wasn't like totally new to the entrepreneurial world, but it's levels to being a business owner. You know what I mean? Like, it's levels. So I have never actually like gotten to the level of like where I'm just like, oh my God, I got all these customers. Like, don't even know what to do with all of them. Nah, I ain't get to that point. And I'm not there right now. And I'm cool with saying that, because people want to like start coming out with content and sharing, business advice or whatever when they got 10,000 followers on their Instagram page, And it's just like, no. Like, I don't care what level you are in business. You have something valuable to share. I know I do, because I'm getting clients, you know what I mean? So it's not like I don't have no kind of experience whatsoever. I can see if Boop, my bad, y'all. So anyway, I could see if I didn't have no clients at all. But I've been braiding hair almost 2 years now. So, and my skills in braiding are really good, but it's still not at the level that I want it to be at. Because even with your physical skills in braiding, that's even levels, And so, one of the things, so I left Amazon, right? So this is in 2020. Now, this is right before COVID. And I just got to the point where I'm just like, yo, in my mind, I was like, okay, being a hairstylist, you got to be available, because clients want their hair done, So I was just like, okay. So I just resigned. And I just was like, I'm just jumping in. I'm about to start braiding, taking these clients, you know. Literally. Now I'm doing Lyft and Uber at the same time. So I still, got another source of income. But literally COVID happened. Okay? Then my life is so funny. Then, so mind you, I'm still doing models. I'm still practicing. But I got a couple people that pay me to do some styles. But I'm not raking in thousands of dollars a week, okay? No. Not even hundreds. So then COVID happened, and then literally I had to I got deactivated from Lyft and Uber. And so I was like, the fudge. I ain't got no money, and so again, transparent. I'm very transparent. Because I feel like if I tell the truth, it's going to help somebody else. Because I'm human. Now, I was not always the best driver. Now, I wasn't the kind of person that was like swerving, cutting people off. No. Just going over the speed limit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, I apparently had one too many tickets. And so, Lyft and Uber, they do this thing where, if you're on their platform and you're driving, they do like an annual random like check. And so it was about my time for that. And, it never really occurred to me that they did that because the years prior, mind you, I did Lyft and Uber for 3 years. So the years prior wasn't an issue because I didn't have too many tickets or moving violations or whatever on my record. So it wasn't a factor. But by this time, your girl had accumulated a little bit too many for them. So they're like, oh no, deactivated. So first it was Lyft. Then about a week later, I'm driving Uber, and then boop, app just shut off after I dropped the people off. I'm like, this is not happening. But it was happening. So I ended up actually having to go back to work at Amazon. But it was like, fortunately, they had something called flex. So I was able to like pick up shifts kind of like whenever. So I still continued to braid hair, and I just kept going. And let me tell you guys, braiding hair, it was stressful. It was. Whew, honey. Because I just was like, you know what? I'm about to just dive in it. I'm just about to go all in. So, sometimes, you kind of go all in and, you start a business. You do certain things that's not, you just don't know. So, like, I was trying to do everything. Like, I'm like, if it's anything associated with braids, I'm about to do it. So I was kind of like one of those people. Like, I wanted to do every single braid style that was around. And, so somebody was like, well, can you do this style? Can you do some goddess braids on me? First of all, she came to my house. I couldn't even do them. I was struggling trying to do her hair. Thank God it was only like $30 that she was like paying. So then I messed around and I just said, all right, well, let me just do some regular feed-ins. So I just gave her 4 feed-in braids. Y'all, these braids was so ugly. Like, they was terrible. Like, I done had so many flops. Like, some pictures y'all may never see on the internet because they were just horrible. They were terrible. So many. That's just one story. So I'm like, okay. So now, okay, I felt so bad too. Like, I felt so bad. Because I'm like, man, she didn't pay me. And she knew me, so she was like, I'm going to just give this girl a tip. But she knew them braids was ugly. If you're watching this, girl, your next style is on me for free. So anyways, but I didn't really realize at the time, especially because I hadn't been to school, like, you gotta get some, that mannequin, and you better braid some more until you get the concept down. then you get some models, and then you do their hair for free until it looks good enough for you to sell it. You can't just jump in and start offering stuff and you don't have like you don't have the skills, you know what I mean? And so now I'm at the point in my business where I had to cut back a lot of services. I'm like, okay, I get now I can't do everything, at least not right now. You know, just try to master like one or two things and then add something else, and then master that and then add something else, you know, do it like that. I hear a lot of other people say you know you should pick a niche, you know, so you can master it. And I don't think you should do like everything, because there's a lot in the cosmetology world that you could do. You know, you got prontos, wigs, you know, all of that jazz. So I don't necessarily know about doing everything, but I don't know. I think a nice like variety of services would be cool. But some people are niche, like, you know, there's one girl on Instagram I follow. She pretty much only do silk presses. Like that's all she does, and she charges $200. She lives in Chicago, and I think her name Miriam G. Yeah, that's her Instagram. So I follow her. She may do something else. She might do sew-ins or something. Actually, I went on her website. She does offer other services. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's coming back to me. She does. She does know how to. She does have coloring and other stuff, but she just pretty much like highly promotes like her silk presses. Like that's primarily pretty much what you see a lot on her Instagram. And she'll have other pictures where she's like trimming someone's hair and, you know, doing different things like that. But I don't too much see her like doing any like color or anything like that. So, like I said, I ain't fully all the way, you know, into the hair world just yet. So I'm sharing a lot of information too that I'm learning as I'm going along. And just some of the, you know, things I've done in the past that I had to learn from, like, okay, I can't do that no more. You know, and then other things that I become an expert in. So, you know, y'all just gonna ride this wave with me, you know. So I got tutorials out, you know, start bringing up soon. And, you know, just pretty much advice and encouragement, you know, for those who want to get into the hair industry or are already in the hair industry. Yeah, so I was just looking at my paper because I had to write down some stuff I wanted to share. But I pretty much covered everything for this video. I don't want it to be too long because, you know, we live in the information age, but at the same time, we also in an age where people's attention span is just so short. I'm like, why y'all can't watch an hour video? Like, what's the problem? You know, it's crazy. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to share, you know, it's just some stuff I learned, and I just want to encourage people again, like, you are not going to know everything. Like, you are going to make mistakes. It's going to be people, you know, that are going to try you, like clients and whatnot. And you just got to stand your ground, and just whatever your policies and procedures are, you got to enforce them. Don't have rules if you're not going to enforce them. That's just pointless. But I'll get into some more specific things as this channel continues to grow. And so make sure you guys just subscribe, you know, turn on your bell notifications so you won't miss anything. And thank you guys for watching and just, you know, sharing a little bit about me, my personality, a little bit about my story and my background. And I'm just excited for this journey, you know, so make sure you guys leave a comment too. If you guys got any video suggestions or anything you want me to share or talk about, you know, as it pertains to hair or anything like that, drop a comment below. All right, let's go. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Smooches.